Look at all the boba still left at the bottom. That's a crime. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the month of June, which as we all know is Pride Month. As you guys may or may not know, I'm doing a little mini series for Pride this year. I have taken 7 of the Pride flags, I've put them into a random picker wheel, and we are using whatever flag the wheel gives us as our inspiration for our drawing today. We already did non-binary for week 1, here's how that one went. And for week 2, these are the flag options that are remaining. We have the Progress Pride flag, the lesbian flag, the pansexual flag, bisexual, gender fluid, and polysexual flags. As much as I would love to land on the Progress Pride flag, I'm also kind of dreading it because that is a lot of colors to fit into one piece. But we're gonna go ahead and spin the wheel and see what it gives us for this drawing. And the answer is... Ooh, okay. This one, I believe, has some really interesting colors to it. Let's look it up real quick. Yes, okay, so this is gonna be a very bright piece. It's gonna be very vibrant. Nothing's coming to mind quite yet, like it did with the non-binary flag. For that one, we did like a lavender lemonade inspired piece. For this one, it definitely reminds me of like springtime colors almost. Let's start drawing a character and see where it takes us. All right. Oh God, don't do that with popping boba. God, I don't really know what I want to do. You know what? I really don't know what I want to do for this one. So I think we're just gonna start off with a basic character and kind of see where we can plug the colors in. Like I said, this is a little bit springtime to me, so I do want to make sure I add some spring element to this. You know what this is kind of reminding me of is when you're a kid and the ice cream truck comes by and they always had 1 or 2 of those like stick ice creams with the really bizarre printed on colors. They looked like this usually, but they were always like wildly colored, like bubblegum pink or sometimes they were made into like cartoon characters. I kind of want to draw inspiration from that. So you know what? We might actually not do a spring theme. This might be a fully summer piece. We've got the blue and the green, which could make for a really obnoxious like Windows Vista background. Maybe with some like trees back here to kind of break up that awful skyline. What if we kind of do something where she's sitting on a park bench, just enjoying an ice cream? I know I drew a sundress for the last piece, but can I draw another one? They're just the perfect piece of clothing to put feminine characters in, especially when you're trying to portray like summer. I'm not really feeling any of this. You know what? I'm gonna start over. Now that I've got a little bit of a baseline of what I want to do, I'm thinking instead, maybe, I don't know why I've decided to go with this upward angle, but kind of like it. We're gonna go with it. Because what I'm kind of thinking, you have that really, really vibrant pink in there. And what that reminds me of is maybe like a really, really pink, vibrant flower. But we can maybe put a flower bush right here and then that'll give us the green and the pink. I kind of want to do a walking pose. Like she's just sort of admiring the rose bush as she walks past. And we'll have her holding that ice cream bar that I was thinking of. Because I really like the idea of that. Maybe she's already kind of bit half of it. Do some kind of book bag. What about watermelon? I realize those sentences don't go hand in hand with each other, but I was thinking a watermelon themed bag, something like this. And then like this part's pink and this part's green, so it looks like a watermelon. I want a bag like that. That's really cool. Okay, I'm starting to get a better idea for what I want from this character. We have to bring a little bit of the blue into here, because right now we're kind of just dancing around the green and the pink. Maybe some blue hair, although I'm still thinking there's gonna be some sky above her, which is also gonna be blue, and I don't want that to blend in. Let me just finish up the body here, get a good idea of what we're working with, and then we can mess with the details. And I'm kind of thinking instead of a sundress, I want to try going with a shirt-skirt combo. Don't ask me why, but I feel like that fits with the watermelon bag. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit because it kind of felt like it was blocking her face a little. So this is definitely going to be a summery piece. We've got ice cream, we've got watermelon, we've got rose bushes in full bloom. So let's make sure we give her some nice cool clothing. Oh, you know what'd be cute? I really love those little like denim overall skirts. And if we do that, we might be able to bring a little bit more blue into this piece. There we go. That's gonna be super cute. Kind of feeling some more rose bushes back here. Let's have her strolling through kind of like a flower garden. Maybe like a rose garden. What if she's at a plant store? Oh, that would be fun. That would be cute. Oh, hang on. I don't know how I'm gonna tie this into the color scheme, but I just think it would be really cute if she was like browsing a plant store. Y'all, look at that. That's so cute. I can't believe I've never thought of the idea of drawing someone in a nursery before. I'm itching to draw this again, and I haven't even finished this one. Maybe there's like a cypress bush or something she's strolling by. Ah, so cute. Maybe put like another rose bush sort of as the end cap to this aisle right here. I love it so much. This is gonna be the outdoor section because I do still want a big open sky above her. No, there can't be clouds because there's no white on this flag. Maybe she'll have pink hair. Let's see. You got tons of green with all this going on. She's gonna have, I'm assuming, a green shirt because all of her accessories are pink. This, I think, is just gonna be the flag itself. This is gonna be pink and green. This is gonna be blue. So we don't want to do blue hair and a blue dress. So I think pink hair will work pretty well because this is the only pink in her outfit right now. And I kind of want to do a little bit of a bob cut. Something like that. That's really cute. Let's just give her an expression real quick. Looking down at those roses. And we'll do a little bit of like an open mouth smile because she is eating the ice cream at the same time. I'm picturing maybe this is like at a farmer's market and it's just one of those plant stands that you can walk through. All right. This is cute as hell. I'm so happy with this for having started with absolutely no idea in my mind. All right. Oh, I'm obsessed. It's so cute. Okay, I'm gonna leave the sketch off at this point. Once again, I'm gonna go ahead and do the line art off camera so that you guys don't have to sit through it. It's very tedious. Trust me, you don't wanna watch it. And I will meet you back up here for the coloring stage. I'll be right back. Hi guys, I'm back, and I have a killer line art for you guys. I really went ham on this thing. If you saw my first video, you'll know that the background was really lacking when I finished the line art. I didn't have a very good inspiration for what I wanted to do, and the colors that I wanted for the background were kind of throwing me off. So I just did the Windows Vista, like green hill and a cloudy sky. It looked awful, but it turned out all right in the end when I added a little bit more detail. Now for this one, I may have gone overboard. As soon as I realized I wanted to put her into a garden center for the scene, I lost my mind. I went absolutely crazy making sure all the details were in there, but I do really, really like it and I'm super, super excited to color this. So we're gonna go ahead and hop on in here, and I think I'm gonna start with the background because I know I want the clear blue sky and then a lot of green with the plants. And that way we can sort of judge how much of those colors we want to put into the character. So first things first here, I'm just gonna go ahead and color drop into the sky. I'm gonna go just a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit desaturated, because the blue on the flag is pretty vibrant and relatively dark, but I definitely don't want the sky to look dark because I don't want to bring the mood of this piece down. It's definitely supposed to be very bright and very sunny. And I'm just gonna do a layer here that's gonna have all of the foliage on it. So the green on the flag is almost like a spearmint green, which is not a very common green found in nature and on plants. So I'm kind of thinking we should do a bit of a mix of greens, some bluer, some yellower, just to kind of get a good balance between the different plants and to distinguish them a little bit. So I'm doing a little bit more of a yellow green for this bush back here. I think I'm gonna do a bit of a more neutral green on this tree. And these are really bright. I'm gonna color adjust these later. And then maybe a bit more of a blue green for these plants in the front. Kind of want to stop there and do some color adjusting just to see how that works and if this will turn out okay, because I don't want to go too far and get everything done and then realize my technique does not work. Here we are. And I just want to play around with the color adjuster a little bit. Definitely going to make this darker and really desaturated. And you know what? That's actually looking better already. I think these are going to be some good colors. You can tell the distinct plants from each other because of the different greens, and it's going to be a lot easier to get an overall sense of green instead of like a specific individual one that we have on the flag. I think for these plants down here, I'm also going to do a cool green, but I'm going to make it a little bit darker and just fill those in like so. It's funny, I'm definitely so used to digital art that I can draw outside the lines without really thinking about it. Like I know when I get to the character and her skirt and everything is going to be on a layer that's in front of this layer, so I don't mind just drawing a straight line down to connect my green bits instead of trying to trace this line down. But I know a lot of traditional artists that have switched over to digital art or do digital art and traditional art will still, one, they won't utilize layers as much as I do, because that's my nickname in a couple Discord servers now, is I am just the layer queen. I know I overutilize layers. It's just something I do. But also I think they're just used to staying inside the lines, whereas I have fallen out of that habit. I'm gonna take that same green as the lower flowers and outline this bush that's in the back here. Actually, you know what? No. Instead, I'm gonna take the yellow and we're gonna put it on this bush in the background, because I kind of want to imply that they're the same type of plant. This green might be a little too yellow, because especially compared to these ones, I might have to tone that down a little bit. Let's see. Just gonna bump it up to the blue side just a tad. Yeah, even that's better. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that darker one and I'm going to put it onto this mini cypress bush right here, because cypresses are a bit of a darker color. And because I don't want a different green for every single plant, I want to be able to use these different greens, these different colors, to tie the foreground into the background. So by using the same green on the foreground and the background plants, I think that's going to help a little. And then lastly, I think I'm going to use this vibrant green, and that's going to go on the rose bush. I don't want plant fanatics coming at me. I know this is not technically a rose bush. They don't really grow like this. There we go. And right off the bat, we are screaming blue and green. Next, I'm just gonna color in this chain link fence back here. And because it's all done in line art, it's really just that top bar that needs to be colored. And then we've got these little container stands here, which I think I'm gonna go ahead and, instead of doing black, I'm actually gonna do a dark blue, just to match the sky a little bit and to add a little bit more of that blue tone back into the piece. Yeah, like that. I think that's pretty good. It's definitely a grayish blue. And this is what happens when you color outside the lines. Sometimes you decide to put a layer underneath the layer you just colored on, and you have to go back and fix it. I'm trying to get through the background relatively quickly, because even though I am adding the flag colors in there, that's not necessarily the part that I want to focus on. You know, I've realized I didn't draw in any back legs for these container boxes, and that's actually going to be a good way to fill up this negative space back here. And then just to fill in this negative space back here, I'll put in a couple of little planter pots, and I think I'm going to do those in a very desaturated pinkish red, because again, I want to try and tie that pink color back into the piece. Hopefully those won't stand out too much and people will be wondering what they are. There we go. I think those look like terracotta pots. All right, and then what I would like to do, I've got two sets of flowers on these stands back here. The top one I want to make pink because I want it to conflict with the sky that's right above it. And then a bottom one I want to make blue because I don't want them to be mistaken for berries on a bush. Although blueberries exist. They're not really blue though. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take our very vibrant pink and start coloring in these flowers. I'm gonna color the line art too on the background in the final render. One, to make it appear a little bit more out of focus, and two, to give it a little bit of a softer look, especially around these flowers, because the black line art just looks a little too harsh right now. Is anyone else like really unnecessarily accurate with their art? Like for me, this is a rarity where I'm just drawing very generic flowers and I don't have a specific idea of what kind of plant they are. Normally when I put something into a piece, I have to like make sure that it matches. If I'm drawing a plant, it has to be a real plant in real life kind of thing. Or like if I'm drawing a car, it can't just be like your standard car on 4 wheels, it has to be a specific model of car. Or trees have to be specific trees. Sometimes I need to take into account where the characters are and what plant species are native to that area. It's mostly plants now that I'm thinking about it. I'm very particular with plants and the details about how they look and their locations. You guys are so lucky that I'm splicing this together and editing it for you, because this is insanely tedious. I mean, even drawing the flowers, that's why I switched to just dots on this one. Oh, come on, keyboard. Because I had already drawn all these little 4-petal flowers up here, and I did not want to do that again. Plus, you know, it looks like the shop is selling different kinds of flowers. All right, I'm gonna stop talking over these so that we can just jump cut to the end of when I've finally finished coloring all these flowers. All right, and done with the flowers, at least the tedious ones. Magic of editing. This really do kind of look like blueberries, huh? Oh well. We still got to do these flowers in the front, which I'm going to make a slightly redder pink than the ones in the stand. And we're just gonna jump to the end of this one as well. There we go. Beautiful. All right, we've got pink, we've got blue, we've got green. At this point, I'm kind of getting worried that there's not gonna be enough pink, because I know the overalls are gonna be blue, the shirt is probably gonna be green. The watermelon purse and the hair are both gonna be pink, as well as a part of the popsicle. I'm just not sure if that's gonna be enough. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of the background and then we'll start working on the character. All right, well that's the background completely finished. I used a little bit of like a really warm gray on the pathway that she's walking on to kind of bring out the warm tones of the pink a little bit. Make it seem like there's a little more pink than there actually is. And I think it's working so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue working with the original colors that I wanted for the character, and we'll see how this turns out in the end. All right, we're gonna start off with the skin here, and I am again trying to keep things a little bit on the warmer side to contrast all the blue and the green that we have going on in this piece, and hopefully bring a little bit of attention back to the pink. I could paint her nails pink. I think I might do that, just to add a little bit of an extra pop in there. The eyes can also be probably either blue or green, unless I wanna go with a bit more of an unnatural color and do pink. Although if I do the hair pink, I really don't want the eyes pink. So that might be depending on where we are at the end of coloring, whether we need a touch more blue or a touch more green, that's what the eyes are gonna be. And then I was planning on this really desaturated sort of minty green for the shirt, just because if I was planning this outfit without a color scheme, I would actually make the shirt white, because I love the look of a white shirt and blue overalls. But I think the minty green will work just fine. Yeah, oh, that's very cute. I like that a lot. That's precious. All right, time for overalls. I'm gonna put these a little bit more on the gray side. One, because I don't want it to blend into the sky, which is very vibrant, and two, because denim is usually a little bit more on the gray side. So if we do a bit of a darker blue-gray, that should work perfectly. Yeah, right next to the sky there, and it doesn't really look like it's blending in at all. So I think that was the right choice. I think what's gonna start being a common theme in these Pride pictures specifically is the seasons changing as I go throughout the piece. Because for the first one, I was initially dead set on it being like a nice, sunny, hot, early to mid-summer scene. And then by the end, when I couldn't get the green foliage to really work, I changed it to like a late summer, early fall kind of scene, so that the background was a bit more yellow than green because the green wasn't working with the color scheme. And then for this one, I started off wanting a bit of a spring tone because I thought the colors looked very spring, almost Eastery. And then when I decided they looked like an ice cream bar, I wanted to do more of a summer piece. And now that we've got the colors mostly blocked in, it kind of feels more like a very, very early summer, late spring piece. So we'll see if that's gonna be an overarching theme in the rest of these drawings. Let's go ahead and start on this precious little watermelon bag. I'm gonna block in just a really generic green at first, and then I'm gonna color adjust it a little bit so it doesn't blend in too much with the background. That's really my biggest concern on these color challenges, is making sure that the colors I use are distinct enough that they don't sort of become like a big blob of one color. Maybe a little more blue since that yellow bush is right behind it. There we go. I like that. And then I'm gonna clip the watermelon group right on top of that. And we are gonna go for a nice pink for the watermelon instead of red, because I do really wanna make sure that the pink stands out. We have been having issues getting enough pink in this piece. Plus, I think the pink's just a little bit more like cartoony and fun. In my head, this bag is like a satchel, and it's got one of like the lids that flaps over, so you can kind of lift it up and rummage around and then flap the lid back over. And then this watermelon part is the lid that like falls over. And this little seed right here is the button that keeps it closed. I think that is so adorable, and I really, really want one. The nails are definitely gonna have to be pink at this point. We do not have enough of that color, so even just a little pop is going to hopefully work in our favor. This earring, when I originally put it in, is supposed to be like a blueberry, but I'm kinda wondering if I need to change it to a strawberry, again, for more pink. But at the same time, her hair is gonna be pink, so that might not be ideal. Let's go ahead and color that hair in. We're going for a little bit of a blushy pink. Not fully saturated, but also not pastel. Probably a bubblegum bubblegum pink is how I would describe this, actually, which is perfect. I love bubblegum pink hair. I've just heard it's horribly difficult to maintain. There we go. I'm kind of wondering if the shirt should maybe be changed to pink as well, because we just have a lot of green going on. But at the same time, if I change her shirt to pink, then the only green she has on her is the watermelon bag. And I feel like this is more of a character creation challenge than it is an actual art piece challenge. So I want the character themselves to kind of represent the flag. So I might just leave the shirt green. We still gotta do the ice cream, but that's just gonna be all 3 colors. And other than that, we still have her eyes to do. I am kind of thinking we might need to do, well, let's go ahead and do blue eyes, just because the green is overwhelming the rest of the piece. We can make them more of a subtle blue, just so that they stand out a little bit against the sky. Got this earring still. I think I am gonna have to do blue for that. This is funny. I'm actually gonna draw the whole thing in with the popsicle stick color, and then I'm gonna clip the ice cream colors to that so that I can just draw right on it and not have to worry about my line work. Use that green center part to kind of clean everything up. There we go. I didn't really include like the actual flag in the last piece, and I'm kind of regretting that now, but I didn't really have a good vehicle for it, I don't think. I think the ice cream bar is like the perfect place to put the pride flag. But you know what? Looking at this and then looking at the pride flag colors, I think I kind of nailed it on this one. I think all the colors are there. It might be a little bit overwhelmed with the blue and the green. Maybe there's something I can do about that in the rendering. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys here because the block coloring is done. I will do the rest of the rendering off camera, and I will see you guys in a bit. All right, I'll see you later. Hi guys, I'm back with the final piece for you. I'm actually super happy with how this one turned out. I was a little hesitant after the block colors, given how like vibrant and intense the coloring was. I wasn't sure this was gonna turn out okay, but I made a few changes. The biggest being I toned down the color of the sky a little bit, and then I changed all the plants in the background to a cooler tone and all the plants in the foreground to a bit of a warmer tone to sort of separate them from the character. And I think it really worked in the piece's favor, along with rendering the shading and the highlighting, and of course blurring the foreground and the background to get a little bit more perspective in the piece. I am actually really happy with how this turned out overall. I think the character is so cute. Super, super happy with her. She's definitely representing all the colors. And I still think the popsicle's a little bit of a gimme where I put the flag colors right on it. But you know what? It works with the overall piece, so I'm not mad about it. I'm actually gonna be posting this piece tomorrow on my Instagram, so if you wanna check it out in full, you can see it over there. It is up for free on my Patreon right now though, if you wanna check that out. And at the same time that I'm posting this video, I'm also uploading the speed draw of this piece to my YouTube shorts, so go check that out over there. If you wanna see some more speed draws that I do, I am actually posting pretty regularly to TikTok now, so you can find me over there as well. And lastly, I do also stream on Twitch. Tuesday evenings, I stream art at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're seeing this video on the day that it comes out, I should be live tonight if you want to stop by and say hi. And I think I already mentioned it, but if you do want to lend me a little bit extra support, you can subscribe to one of my tiers on Patreon. For as little as $5 a month, you actually get access to all of my work in progress sketches, along with sketches of some pieces that I just never end up posting. And then depending on the tier you subscribe to, you can also get a ton of exclusive art, plus all of my publicly posted content always goes up at least 3 days early. And you can even get access to my Twitch archives there as well. All of those socials, by the way, are under Threadwing if you want to check any of them out. And lastly, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can find your way back here for next week's video. Thank you guys for supporting me by watching this far, and I will see you all next week. Bye!